So I posted the question on my Instagram. How long do you think dating should last? Like, what is the longest that you are willing to remain somebody's girlfriend before you say, you know what, I'm ready for this to move on to the next level? If it doesn't, I'm moving on to the next person, or I'm gonna continue to poke around and see what's out there, see what's going on, and you know when do you think should be the cutoff time? Now, me personally, I think 2 years. Like, if I'm dating somebody for 2 years, 2 years is the max that you want to do with me. If you think that we gonna be being boyfriend and girlfriend for 20 years, it ain't going down. 2 years and a year and a half, I'm gonna give you that warning, like, we reaching that, that time frame, what's gonna happen. Because a lot of times when people meet you, they know what they're gonna do with you. They know what they want to do with you. They know how far, like, people visualize themselves doing, whatever it is that they want to do in life. And if it ain't you, they gonna know early on. Like, a lot of times when you meet people and when you talk to people, and especially like married people and stuff, they always say, like, oh, I knew I was gonna marry her such and such time. Like, I knew I was gonna marry her when she did this. And it's usually like early on in the relationship. So I just don't think you should waste, like, if that's your desire is to get married. Like, if you feel as though you don't want to get married, then rock out, date the same person. But even still, I feel like if you don't want to get married, I just don't feel like you should just constantly still, like, I still feel like, you should switch people out after a certain amount of time. Like, maybe you'll meet somebody else and then maybe your idea might change. Maybe you might want to get married. Maybe you might want to have kids. So don't get too comfortable in a situation when you can look up and it'll be a better situation out there. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, like, you ever meet somebody and literally as soon as y'all meet, y'all have a super long conversation on the phone, and then next thing you know, y'all like this. It still happens. So, and when you know your qualities, like when you know all of the things that you do good, and what you're capable of doing and what you're capable of bringing to the table, like, I know that I literally am the table. So, the table can go and set up shop anywhere, if you ask me. So, after a while, I'm gonna just be like, it's time for me to pack my bags. Because at one point, like, I've been married before, so I was kind of like, I don't think I'll ever do this again. But I'm not gonna date anybody like long term. Like, I'm not gonna be in a relationship with anyone long term. Like, I'm gonna just do me. Because people think because you're single, you're lonely, and that's absolutely not the case. Because when I tell y'all, when I be by myself, I be having a knockdown, drag out ball. Like, I be dying laughing. You can do whatever you want. You can think whatever you want, say whatever you want, eat whenever you want. You can, certain things you have to alter about yourself when you're in a relationship or when you're dealing with somebody else. Like, everybody is not going to be okay with your actual personal habits that you might do when nobody's around. Like, you can't just bust out and, fart next to a nigga 3 months into the relationship. He gonna be like, yo, what's up with this bitch? Like, is she crazy or what? You can't do that. So, yeah, certain things that you can do while you're alone, you cannot do when somebody else is there. You just simply can't. And not saying that after a while you don't become like super comfortable with the person and you don't feel like, well, this is the person I'm gonna be with, so I might as well, let them know who the real me is. Like for me, I have like a super big personality, so it's no way for me to hide my personality. Like upon meeting me, like I literally show people who I am right up front. If you don't like people who are like wild and crazy and say anything and do anything and are unpredictable and super random and stuff like that, stay away from me. You're not for me. Because some people are like boring and calculated. Like I don't like calculated moves. Um I don't like repetitive stuff. Like, with running my business, I do something different every single day. Whether it be working on other businesses that I'm working on, whether it be um, doing my clients or whatever. I'm not with the repetitive stuff. Like, I don't want to wake up at the same time every single day and put on the same outfit every single day and do the same thing every single, like, that would just drive me crazy. But what do you think is the perfect time frame to let somebody know, like, look, I think we should see other people. I think we should try other things. I think we should go our separate ways and see. Because sometimes, you leave people alone or your relationship disintegrates, and then y'all come back together and you be like, you know what? It just ain't working for me out there. I can't do this. I cannot do this. So, or, your chemistry that you have with somebody might just flat out be unmatched. So, what do you do? Do you go back to the person? And then, maybe then if you go back to them and they're like willing to come back to you and y'all feel like, this is the right decision, then yeah. But let me know what you think. When do you think the cutoff time should be for just dating somebody and being in a relationship?